Yeah, welcome and welcome back. I'm Martin, and as always, give me 1 minute to check everything, to see that everything is running, I have all the green signals there, but that doesn't mean too much. And I just would like to have this really okay. Yes, now it looks good. Now it looks good. So if there should be someone in the chat already, as always, please give me a little help just telling me, hey, we can see you, hey, we can hear you. Okay, and then we can dive right in Oblivion Aggression Designer, which is a wonderful instrument. I love it. I love it. Okay, it looks good. It looks good. At least I can see me. If I can see me, that's already good. So there should be sound. Oh, Steph, thanks for the feedback. So now I'm a little more relaxed. It's always there. There are so many things going on during a live stream. You have to rely on so many things. Yes, Heavyocity. I said it already last week when I had Rotor. And by the way, from my side now, a big shout out to Simeon because the communication is just perfect. It's just like, hey, do you stream today? Do you stream tomorrow? So, we don't have the streams at the very same time. And yes, thanks, Simeon, for this really beautiful friendship and communication and everything. And yes, I said it. I've been off for 2 weeks, the summer holiday, and so many things happened meanwhile. Heavyocity with Oblivion, and a library that I really love. And I hope I can show you today why this library is so amazingly cool. So, yes, today is Grow Your Tools, and today is Know Your Tools, because it won't be a Gravity 2 engine masterclass. I already had this, so if you're really interested what every single knob in that engine is doing, I already had a stream where I really went into detail about every single knob, because even Oblivion is hosted in the most potent engine Heavyocity came up today, which is the Gravity 2 engine. And there are so many other cool libraries that I would like to show you, and what you can see. Maybe I will in a second switch to the screen then, so you don't see me that big, you see everything that's going on here. I'm working on a demo track at the moment for Oblivion, and I have again wonderful, yes, definitely, danke. Wonderful visuals by Dave Cushing. He is really the mad magician when it comes to visuals. He always helps me out with this stuff. So there will be a cool demo track, at least I hope. I'm biased, but a cool demo track for Oblivion. There are really cool visuals. So next week then there will be my breakdown of that demo track. And Bernie, grüß dich. And yes, Heavyocity is already preparing something else, which is pretty neat, which is pretty cool. So yeah, be prepared, friends of Heavyocity. And I'm even thinking about maybe making some live streams. We're going towards autumn. Days are getting shorter. The temperature outside is getting colder and that stuff. So maybe I thought it would be cool to make some live streams like oldies but goldies. As you can see, no, you can't see, you will see. For example, Gravity. The original Gravity by Heavyocity came out when? 9 years ago, 10 years ago, something like this. And already was a beast and still is a beast, and I still use it today. And yeah, so many libraries came out in those 10 years, trying to get into that direction. And then you open up a 10-year-old library, like, whoa, they did it 10 years ago. They have features that others aren't capable of bringing in today, and they did it 10 years ago. So yeah, you know it. I'm a huge fan of Heavyocity because they can do things like Oblivion, which is really production ready out of the box. They can do things like Gravity 2, but they can, on the other hand, do things like Allure or Ascent, those wonderful piano libraries. think about Forzo, Novo, Solo textures, this really soft, delightful, playful, emotional library. So they really cover 360 degrees, and they do everything they do so well. And I think that's it for the introduction. I suggest I switch here the screens to me and the MacBook, so you see what's going on my screen. And today I hope that the computer will be able to handle it. Today, this is what I have so far for my demo track for Oblivion. So we will go a little bit through this, and then of course I will talk about Oblivion today, which is an amazing library. It really is, and even the price point, you always have to it's now the intro price is over. It's $149 or euros or whatsoever, and you have to think about what you get for that amount of money, because it's not only the 300, 400, 500 snapshots or whatsoever, it's the engine. You know, we as composers, we always would like to have a little bit our own musical voice, and those libraries then can be an amazing starting point. But having an engine like this, you tweak some knobs, you play a little bit with those various pages. You will see there are two NKIs, there are the menus and there's the designer. In the menu you have here 5 pages, in the designer you have 6 pages. This is what brings you so far, which can bring you so distant. And just to show you quickly what I was talking about, here the visuals, or maybe the visuals together with what I have so far, just to show you what you can expect. And maybe another thing that I'm planning, many of you always ask, like, well, where can I get visuals from that I can score? And I can't remember how many clips I collected over the last 2 or 3 years, videos that I shot, videos that I simply assembled, videos that Dave did for me, and something like this. So I might prepare a little section on my Patreon page where you can... No, the video is not fluid, Steph. That's the problem with the NDI, I think is the name of the software, which is bringing what I have on this machine onto the machine that is running OBS. So it doesn't have a frame rate of 30 or 60 frames per second. I don't know precisely what frame rate it has, but yeah, if there are movies, it's not fluid enough, I know. And yeah, pixels, exactly, Steph, pixels. For example, the demo track that I wrote for the cello textures by a long time ago, very long time ago. Emergence Audio. This movie, you know, with the girl dancing and then meeting a guy in the bar and then probably getting dragged away by him in the car, kidnapped, is all footage from Pexels, or the demos that I did for Symphonic Destruction. All those clips, those horror clips, they are from Pexels. I did the Hybrid Head Crusher from Pulsator Sounds. The video there was from Pexels. Pexel is an amazing source. It's not as good as Motion Array. Motion Array is more professional, has a bigger variety and everything. Motion Array, you have to pay for it, and Pexels is for free. So if you're looking for videos, you know, to do it yourself, then yes, go to Pexels. I will make a video even this autumn, just like telling where you can get your various videos or footage from, like really from shooting it yourself to Pexels to Motion Array to the QTube, which mostly or takes material from Motion Array and mounts it for you, or they shoot their very own videos. You just have to pay for them. You know, it's a crowdfunder always. You know, you found their, you know, you collect the money for them so they can pay then the camera guy and the actors and all that stuff to then hand you out the movie. And there are many possibilities to have video material, and I just thought if you like the clips that I had over the last 2 years, they will be on the Patreon page, and then you can just download them and use them to your likings. And there's even, if you want a feedback from you can have one feedback a month then if you download them. And yeah, we will do this. Let's dive into Oblivion, because this is what I'm here for today, and I hope you too. And I'm excited because I love this library. This is so right up my alley. And yes, as I said before, there are by the way, this demo that you heard for now, it was everything done with Oblivion apart from Ascent. I used Ascent here just, you know, for this piano and twine, and a sub hit from Gravity combined. You get this, and all the rest was and is Oblivion. So I'm just using Gravity 1. Really, Gravity 1 is an amazing library. It never gets old. So Oblivion, you do have 2 N-key eyes. We start here from scratch, and we start with the simple one, the menu, because the designer, as always, is then an engine where you do have 3 sources combined in one interface, and you can do everything we do now with a single source. You can then do separated for all 3 sources. So I know some people told me, the Heavyocity libraries, that their engine is so complicated. I mean, yes, it could be negative, but it can be very positive, because if you take the time to learn what those pages are doing, believe me, this is a rabbit hole. This is a sandbox. Achtung, Deutschland ist am Ende, weil es gibt schon seit 19 draußen. Daniel, unfortunately it's not that warm here anymore. I've been shortly in the pool before. Water temperature by now is something like 22 degrees. So yeah, it's getting fresh. And let's do this. I loaded up the menu. And as always, you do have here the snapshots, and they are divided in this case in rhythmic pedals, playables, sustains, stings, transitions, and combos. Let's start with the rhythmic pedals. I go for the straight version, and this being a menu is doing this. I do have here on those bright green keys the pedals. Every key is triggering a different pedal, and then the red ones are my pitch keys. If I know that I will remain in D, for example, you know, you set this to D, and then you can fire up your various pedals. There is one function which is pretty cool. Now I'm playing the Doom Factory. Here there's always written the sample that you play. You can here have expand source to keys. Then you have that precise source all over the keyboard in a key range that makes sense, because this pedal up here wouldn't make sense. It would be like chipping birds or something like this. And let's go. No, let's just play a little bit with this. So the rhythmic pedals, and then in the snapshots already there is anyhow this single pedals. We had now the Doom Factory, I think it was. So if I go through the single pedals here, I just have to look for that name if I find it quickly, and then you have it anyhow. No, I don't find it. No, I think it was Doom Factory, wasn't it? Doesn't matter. You know, you can choose one and then you have it there. Again. Allerdings. Man, this is September. You know, it's September and you already can get all those Christmas sweets and goodies and yeah, maybe too early. Okay. Quickly, you know, rhythmic pedals, then playables. You have basses and leads. So let's go for some basses. Same thing here. If you go to the menu, you have bass here. You do have the trigger key here. Except you will find one you like. Expand source to keyboard, then you can just play this single bass, or from here you choose the playables, the single basses. Yeah, sustains, exactly the same story you have here. The tonal ones all laid out over the whole keyboard, divided in drones and pads. Then let's just choose one pad, unexplored, and one thing even that you can notice maybe how long the sample is. So this is not a sound that even if you hold down only notes is getting boring quickly, because there is a lot going on already in that sample. But here now we can go a little bit into the engine. We can start this. So I'm having here on the very first page, you see the filter and the EQ and the sample itself. If I click here on this little icon, then I get the sound browser, where I have here the categories as before: rhythmic pedals, playables, sustains, tonal pads, and here's the pad. You have here the auto function. You can click on them, and it gives you a preview of that sound. Okay, so we go back here from this to that page. The next page is the famous, infamous macro knob. They have them on so many libraries, and underneath you do see the envelope, the tone, the drive, the motion and the space. Envelope, you know, is the ADSR. Tone, there is the filter and the EQ. Drive, the saturation and the distortion. Motion with the gate and the pitch, and space for delay and reverb. So this one is set, if I remember well, exactly to the mod wheel. And here you see those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages that we have been. They get triggered by the macro knob, which is assigned to the mod wheel. But you know this, right click, learn CD, MIDI CC automation. You can put it to any fader knob that you want. Let's do one thing here. For example, the drive page. If I dial up the mod wheel, you see this slider is going up and down. If I say, no, I don't want the drive being affected by the macro knob, you see now the drive is not affected anymore. So you can easily assign everything, and you can even say, you know, the amount that you want. Like, you only want a little bit of drive being affected by the macro knob. And let's hear this in action. I just go to the drive page, saturation and distortion. Here's the pad. I go on sustain, and then you see I can dial in and out the saturation and the distortion. Even here I do have the possibility to say the minimum and the maximum amount of all of these knobs, how much that macro knob is really affecting. You see this knob, everything, and I have here saturation, I have the tube tape 1, tape 2, distortion 1, distortion. Okay, here's the sound. Beware of sudden bursts of loudness during the stream. Oh, I hope not. So okay. Then there is the motion page, and there's the same thing. I do have a gate that I can switch on. Here I do have the various shapes, and just to show you, it's a simple gate sequencer. I switch this to 16th maybe. Wow, Steph, that's funny, because here on Logic, maybe, I know you can't see it, the maximum output that I had here was -1 decibel. It didn't even reach 0, so I'm very sorry. I can't explain it, why this happened. You see the gate sequencer? And even here you do have the rate, the smoothness and the amount, and even here you can tell how much that macro knob is affecting it. So, you see, it's still wobbling, because if the mod wheel is down at 0, the amount is still at something like 15%. If I dial this down to 0, then it's completely gone until I dial up the mod wheel. So you really can tell every single function how much the minimum and how much the maximum should be of this effect. That's really something pretty cool. So now I have from 0 to 100% the gate. Another pretty cool function in this motion page is the pitch bend. And here with the mount, I choose how much it pitch bends over time. And even here there is the rate. Okay. And even this one, I can tell the amount, how much I want it affected by the mod wheel. Yeah, there it is. The lower and the upper. Exactly. Nothing happened at all if I dial up the mod wheel. Then you see the gate and the pitch comes in, okay? Just to show you a little bit what those things do. And next page is then the macro knob sequencer. There's written macro sequencer. What this does isn't anything else than automating the macro knob. So you see now it's just automatically, and even here, you know, I can tell the amount, how much this knob is affecting everything, you know, how much the macro sequencer is affecting the macro knob. Even here I do have the smoothness, even here I do have the rate. I hope you get the idea why I do love the Heavyocity library so much. It's those details, it's really those details that give me the possibility to always get the sonic result that I have in my head on my speakers. And then there's even a macro LFO if you want. We don't need this. So that's the macro sequencer. I switch off the macro sequencer, you know, and then there is still in the motion page the pitch and the gate going on. And now I just control it by the mod wheel, which if you score to picture something like this, maybe is more useful, because you can bring in those effects or those wobbling or those whatsoever when you need it, just by you know, drawing in your curves. If you're writing a track you know, that it's going by itself, then yes, use the macro sequencer, set it to 16th to 8th note whatsoever, and that's it. And then yes, here is the category browser. As I said at the beginning, you can open it up here, or you click on the category browser, and then there is the FX page, and there you do have the various effects in a chain. You can take the compressor and bring it at the beginning, or you bring it to the end. In those effects, you drag them like you want, and then yes, there's the punish knob. What would be a Heavyocity library without the punish knob? Punish is the nightmare, heard me plenty or gently now, which is, yeah, 50 shades of punish. And or nightmare then is really. Those libraries. So now I hope I showed you a little bit, you know, what those pages here do precisely, and yeah, play with them. If you have one Heavyocity library, I think it can keep you busy for minimum 2 weeks until you really discover all those tiny functions and what they can do. And now just imagine, we will go there. Yeah, we will go there. The same thing you do have in the designer, but then you have it times 3, because you have 3 sound sources in one browser, and every of those sources does have the precisely same functions. So you can have one sound laying there whilst the other one is affected by the macro sequencer or what. Yeah, it's you can get really nuts with this. Let's play a little bit with some other presets here, still in the menu with the single sounds, just some in the sustains, atonal. Let's just get to the menu so we can play more sounds. You think you don't need a fancy chord progression? Those are atonal sustains, which even those, they are long, you know, they are really long. And we will come to another pretty cool feature in a while, the start time. I mean, here, yes, you can choose the start time of the sample yourself, but there's even this then, if there are samples that can be tempo synced, like the risers, or how it's called in Oblivion, the transitions. You will love them. I'm pretty sure you will love them. And some more sustains. Let's go to the tonal ones. Maybe we find some that we like, and then I can expand them to the keys. Which even this, for example, as you can see, every sound, you do have the volume, the panning, the tuning and all that stuff, and use this panning, because even this is so cool. Let me show you this. Where do I have them? I have those stings exactly here in this. It's just, you know, the demo track that I'm working on. There's a sting to the right. There's a sting to the left. How is this? Because Heavyocity libraries are so mad in a very positive way. So it has been those two sounds. And okay, sorry, my mistake. We need to switch on the link function that it gets to the right page. So I do have those stings, yeah, and here you see the panning. I play this note, the padding is pretty to the left. I play the note that I used, it's completely to the right. I play the other note, it's completely to the left. I play another note, and it's still in the middle. So every single note does have here its very own settings, and those settings are bound to that note. This is how you can then in your track do something like this. You have this one snapshot, you choose the sounds you like, which takes hours, and then you just place them where you want them. My biggest problem, and with Bernie, who's in the chat even, we had a wonderful chat over this recently. My major problem is, if I get a library like this, and then I think about, wow, I would like to write a demo track, which sounds to choose, because if there are 30 plus stingers or stings, how do you choose the one you like the most? The same goes for the rhythmic pedals, the same goes for the basses and whatsoever. That's my main problem. Oh, I love that sound, I love that sound, and I start, you know, adding tracks and tracks and tracks. But yeah, Oblivion, the engine is a beast, and this is maybe what I like even more than the sounds, because yes, those sounds, they are amazing. I mean, they are by Heavyocity, but having that engine, then hey David, cool. So we have been in the sustains, the tonal ones. Yeah, if they're muted, you can't hear them. I like this one. Let's expand this one to the keys and play a little bit with this. There are many. Yeah, it takes you time to go through Oblivion. Takes you time. Then yes, rhythmic pedals. Did we play with enough pedals, or would you like to hear some more? Just let me know if you. Normally those Heavyocity streams, they are long. And for example, in this one, you see here you do have the tempo sync already. Of course, you know, all those libraries, all those songs, they are tempo sync to your DAW, but then you have even this possibility. Just seeing that Spitfire is there, you go for sale, which is... Yeah, yeah, Spitfire. They're doing something right with their marketing. Which, by the way, talking about, you know, those time sync stuff in this, in Gravity, the original Gravity, there are risers 15 seconds long. 30 seconds long, stuff like this, and then with the tempo sync you can always, you know, anyhow sync it to the tempo of your DAW and then just double them or half the speed, so it perfectly goes over 8 or 10 bars in your project, you know. So amazing stuff. Yeah, rhythmic pedals, we have been in them. Stings, let's go to the stings. Now we are still in the very first N key I, which is the menu, which is the simpler one. The simpler one, but maybe the more playful one. I don't know if this makes sense, because there you have, you know, one sound at a time and you play with it. In the designer, it's getting massive, and there are more of those, you know, one key wonders. Except the ones where they split up into very intelligent, you know, like basses on the left and pads on the right and stuff like this. So let's go through some stings. Yeah. remember what this stuff does. Yes. Let's enjoy the sounds how they are, okay? Many of them. 4 octaves. And I'm telling this again because it's not so obvious. Even the black keys are working. There are developers that even give you 3 octaves of sounds and then the black keys don't even work, only the white keys. Heavyocity is even assigning the black keys. So in a certain sense, the double amount of sounds, if you think about it. So you saw who is in here since the beginning. You saw the visuals I have, okay? It's a guy here. I'm not telling too much. You know, in this airship here, and then, you know, you want to write a demo track, and then you have 3 octaves of stings, and they're all so beautiful. So which ones to choose? This is normally my biggest problem, really, to get started. Then apart from the stings, which by the way, sorry, just to show you, I can switch off. Even the reverb, which of course adds a lot of magic to the sound, but they are beautiful even without. Then in the stings, there is even the modular noises, and I used them too. Yeah, boys, they're toys, exactly. Exactly, really. Yeah, you see the smile on my face if I get something like this. But whenever Heavyocity, they sent me over an NFR copy to play with it and to give my opinion and to present it. It's just like, what? You know, first night when I don't go to bed, you know, the next morning my wife is telling me like, you have a new Heavyocity toy? And yeah, how do you know? Yeah, I didn't see you. So it's a beautiful stuff. And then we do have here still the stings, some tonal stings even. Let's put them on D for obvious reasons. A. You know? Not the tuner. Beautiful stuff. The intimate strings, yeah. Or the solo textures. Solo textures, in my opinion, are, I do love the intimate textures and the rhythmic textures. Novo is a cool string library, but yeah, maybe not for romantic stuff. You know, it's in my opinion, it's wonderful for the rhythmic stuff, for to write ostinati and stuff like this. Obviously, the designer is the designer. This is you know, I don't have to tell you about the designer side of it, but the intimate textures, you know, the solo textures. The solo textures is, in my opinion, the string masterpiece of Heavyocity. If I, you know, could choose only one string library from them, it would be solo textures, because it's the library that I really get out most of, because it's so vivid. And I could get rid of many textural string libraries that I have. I even got rid of. They're all on here now. I'm not using them anymore. With one library like this, where I really have, you know, everything in one library, and it's not like, you know, the cello only and the violin only, and now I have, you know, all instruments in one. So yeah, tonal stings. Yeah, Oblivion is identifying as a boy. As aggression. No, Oblivion is identifying as aggression. The aggression. Then transitions. Transitions. Let's get to the transitions. And now the magic happens. There are, you know, those risers. Of course, even here you choose where the sound starts. You can have it start. I don't know if I can show it to you now. You have to believe me on this. If you switch off the sync function, no, sorry, we have them here, then it starts precisely where you leave that mark. If you switch on the sync, you won't see it here. Then it gets a little bit, you know, before or after it, to be anyhow time synced to your tempo, to your DAW. So pretty neat function. And then yes, the tempo syncing here, half speed or double speed. And yeah, I do love the risers in Oblivion, in Gravity, in the original Gravity, and for the demo track I even had 3 risers from the original Gravity, and then I just said, yeah, come on, this is Oblivion, there are cool risers too, so I got rid of the risers from Gravity. They're maybe a little more refined, a little more, but you know, 3 layer, but even those, they are so cool. Amazing risers, and then the pink keys, they do identify as female badasses. Those dives! Some badass stuff in this. So now you go up this, they are 4 bars long. And then you end with something like this, and in between you have a sub hit from Gravity. Do we have something prepared? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So here, there is the riser stuff. This riser running in half speed, so it's 8 bars long. This riser coming in is then normal speed, 4 bars, and then the dive. And this is accompanied by some hits from Gravity. So badass. Yeah, I really hope. Tomorrow there should be the sun here in Italy, so tomorrow I will be outside for sure. On Sunday there should be rain, so on Sunday I will be back in the studio, hoping to finish that track, and then yes, there will be a video just going into detail what I did there precisely in the various tracks, with the various sounds and how I tweaked them to my likings, and where I simply used them out of the box, because they are production ready. There isn't much tweaking needed. So transitions, and then yes, we still are in the first instrument. There are some combos, some ambient builders, for example. You can start a track with something like this. Here's the tuning keys. Expand them. It doesn't make sense. I think you should just use them as they are, because if not, all the sounds that are in here, you can always go to the source browser, and then whatever you press, you see here what it is, where it comes from, the category, the type, the source, everything. So, if you need Blown My Cell. Oh, brain fried? No, come on. How does brain fried? One day, I would love to know from Heavyocity who is responsible for those names. Brain fried. And even funny, I hope I will find it. There is a German named Das Experiment. One of those in the designer, the snapshots is called Das Experiment. Fantastic. Okay. Then in the combos, just to go through another 2 combos, and then we dive into the designer. There is the atonal madness. This library is more a toy than a tool. Yes, Steph. I mean, it's an amazing tool. You can do a lot with it, because you have the pulses and the pads and the drones and the leads. Oh, we didn't talk about the leads. Holy moly, we need to talk about the leads too. But yes, it's so playful. It's so much fun to play with it. And then another combo. Then yes, we need to go into the leads. How could I forget about them? And then rocking the core. That's a nice one. And tonal bliss. Okay, leads. The leads, because I will show you then in the designer something pretty mad that you can do with it. So there are the sustains, we went through them, and there are even the playables. There are the single ones, but the good thing is, the leads in the menu, it's like a quick browser, if you will, because you do have the tuning keys, and then you have just the, you see, on every note a different one, which then you can expand to the whole keyboard. And this is not what it is designed for. I'm just curious. Okay, let's switch it off. I was just curious, sorry. And okay, leads, really cool leads. Someone is having too much. I'm not having fun. I'm working here. Richard, I'm working here, okay? I'm not having fun. How dare you? Okay, let's close the menu and get into the designer. So everything we had until now with one sound, now in the designer, like in Gravity, this is where it didn't start in, it started in Gravity 1 with these 3 layers, but you know, this layout, this is the Gravity 2 engine, and now you do have 3 of those sounds in one engine. And here, for example, you do have the velocity curve for every... There's something else that I wanted to show you, man. The velocity curve for every single layer, 1, 2, 3, the pitch bend rate. So, 1 octave up and down. I can say even here now I only want 3 semitones up. I don't want the whole octave. I set this to 3 semitones and then... Okay, that's even a pretty cool feature. Then you do have the legato mode in mono or poly. Let's set this to mono. Now we have to... You see now it's mono. I can have it poly obviously. Or mono, and then there is this beautiful legato and glide function which just says how much time there is going up to the other note. So let's do this quick. Yeah, let's just... And here you have the key range, for example, you know, green layer 1, red layer 2, blue layer 3, and here you have the range where those sounds should be on the keyboard. And let's put even here a glide, a legato on, and even this one in mono. With different glide rates, so you hear it. One note is right away there and the other one takes some time to arrive. But I wanted to show you something else. Sorry guys, there is so much in those libraries, so much. I'm already in since nearly 1 hour. Let's leave out the blabbering of the first 20 minutes. It's 40 minutes then, you know, only going through sounds in the engine. So here, if we go again to the transitions, because I'm pretty sure I saw something in here which is pretty cool, where we had the risers, okay, they go up, but if you go here to the macro sequencer, you see there is a ramp. In this case, of course, you know, you draw this however you like, okay, but let's make it like this with a lot of amount. Then we go to the motion page and we switch on the gate. Then you see, just as it dials up, the gate always gets in more. You can do the same with the drive here, saturation and distortion. So it, you know, the riser goes up, the riser then starts to be gated and distorted. Just to show you a little bit what you can do. Okay, just another detail about this macro sequence and the macro knob and what you can do with it. The designer, we have been talking about the designer. As I said, 3 sounds. You can mute every sound, obviously, so all 3 muted. If you mute it, nothing is happening, and then yes, you switch it on. So this one is called Attacking Steel, and it is the cue creator, the very first cue curator. In this case, the snapshots, we do have cue creators, rhythmic, basses, leads, tonal textures, atonal textures, stings and transitions. So a lot of stuff and let's just play through some of them. And yes, if you still have questions about the engine, let me know, because I might be able to answer them. And as I said, in this case you do have 6 pages, not 5, because you do have here, you know, the browser with the sound itself. You do have the mixer even. That's a new page, the mixer. And this mixer, I saw it the first time in Ascent. You have layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. And at the moment the mixer is just standing there. And then you see, I can here go through to the various layers. I can automate that. And I can even here have a random drift and scatter into other directions. In a library like Ascent, this maybe makes a little... No, it doesn't make more sense. It's more easy to hear how it scatters into other directions. The good thing about it, it's ever evolving. Down on a sports car going through a tunnel to maximum. Exactly. The car of my wife does have this thing in the exhaust. So until you press the pedal only until 80% or something like this, it's a pretty female sound. The sound identifies as female. If you really push the pedal to the metal, then there's something in the exhaust that opens up, and then it really sounds, the sound identifies as male in this case. It's amazing how the sound changes with the car. Yes, it's fun. This is something, for example, that we had before. The pitch bend here, 0, 0, and only on that upper instrument I can do some crazy stuff. So if I play here with the pedal, then I can do stuff like this. Know your tools, really know your tools. It's definitely worth it. Then let's go through some other presets, because I think the engine by now should make some sense to you. I hope that I could a little bit, give you an idea of what the engine does. It's a very complex engine. It takes some time to learn it, but it's worth it. And then the good thing is, one Heavyocity library in depth. You have sudden access to the other libraries because they are very, very similar. Blade Gunner. Now you need some analog hybrid drums underneath and you're ready to go. What's going on there? There's this one and there is this one. And as always, there is your browser where you have here the sounds that are at the moment assigned. And then, you just choose another one if you want. All that rage. So all that rage goes to channel 1. Yeah. And now we have this. Nice. Then let's listen to some more. Driver open drone Fortness. Face melting ear candy. I still remember the very first trailer of Damage. I said, these sounds are designed to melt your face off. Yeah, it is. Those tracks, you know, you put in one of those designer instruments and then you just choose 10 sounds that you really like to enhance your track, you know. Then you compose your music, and when the monster shows up the first time, or the door opens, or the black page, or what, you just have them ready on your keys, you know. You just assign to every key, you assign a category, a bank of sounds, and there you are. Neil, melt your face off. Interstellar Expedition. Something a little more playable, tonal pads. Source. This one. You see, if now I guess you get the idea. We have 3 channels now. I'm on the motion page. Yeah, this is what's happening on layer 1 or channel 1. Okay, I'm sorry, this one is soloed. Nothing. Okay, because the gate and the pitch are off. Let's switch on here. A little bit of pitch bending going on. Nice. On channel 2, nothing. On channel 3, you see, there is this gate sequencer, which I don't want, because I want to play with that pad. Another thing here, if you go to the sample page of channel 1, 2, 3, it's getting complex. You even here have a sequencer. If you don't want to have the sample played just as it is, because you have the wave, you choose the starting point, or a random starting point if you want, yeah? Even this might be interesting. You see now it's starting always at a different time, or you can have even this one sequenced. The starting time and the velocity. Yeah, sonic radical. Yes, sounds like Vangelis making a cup of tea. Yeah. So, yeah, this one. Love it, absolutely love it. Still exploring it myself. Not so broken. Soundscapes in the dark. On unauthorized procedures, not so broken. Okay, you get the idea. You get the idea. Q creators, rhythmic stuff. There's a straight stacked demon runner. As the name says, just stacked, or there are straight staggered. You have them divided on the keyboard. Richard, always a pleasure. Thanks for being part of the community. So, we play through some of them. The straight stacked, some more stacked maybe. Cutified, chugging, Mac Chuckster. Okay, I need to check something. Yes. Look at this. Look at this, because I was just wondering, how is it that the sound is bouncing that much around? I mean, yes, here the macro sequencer is really going nuts in 1/64th rate for the motion and for the tone. Motion is here quickly a gate, but on channel 2 and channel 3 the panning is modulated. So if we switch them all on, then exactly this is happening. Yes, you can do it yourself. You can program all that yourself. But that's an amazing starting point. And that's even, you know, I heard it and I was curious. You see, wow, how did they did it? And then you just see how they did it. And this might be inspiration for you, you know, for your next cue and the next sound you would like to use. Like, whoa, I heard this once and I would like to recreate it and stuff like this. I mean, get creative, really. Get creative. Some more stagger. Das Experiment. I told you, das Experiment. Here it looks like Heavyocity is just checking, you know, my surname. Oh, he is German. We need to have at least one preset that's German. And another thing which is so funny, I already told the guys at Heavyocity. Oblivion. You know, Oblivion. Do some of you remember how my official demo track, which is on the playlist on the Heavyocity website for Gravity 2, is called? You know, the name of my track. Go to the Heavyocity website, check the playlist of Gravity 2, find my demo track, and be surprised that it's called Oblivion's More. So, das Experiment. Like let's take some more, and then we continue with the others, because there's still so much stuff to discover. Only playing, you know, through some punch and run, relentless machine, security corridor. Shake that thing, shake it, baby. Loops are bad, except these, you know, loops are bad. The Know Your Tools t-shirts are on their way. So by the way, you know, if you would like to have one of those Loops Are Bad t-shirts, you can get them in my shop. The link is in the description. Beautiful stuff. Then basses, Bad Nightmares. Badass Nightmares. Doom Man. Heavyweight. Phew, Steph, you're giving me a hard time, because of course I do believe you. But now I know you can't see it, because me, I'm exactly in that part of Logic. It's really only at minus 0.5 decibel. It never ever got into the red. So I have no idea where those come from. And theoretically in OBS, I do have even a limiter on. So I know that YouTube has a new function now, where you can say something, you know, about normalization of the sound. So maybe I should you know, find out where precisely it is, so I can guide you to switch it on or off, to see, you know, to prevent those things, because I have the headphones on, and I couldn't stand it for sure. If this would go up to +3 or +4 now, for sure my head would implode then. So Legato Stomper. Let's do something with this. Let's do something with this. Let's play with this. The glide. I take the glide up. Here, the two sounds are suddenly there, and one is taking its time. Let's put everything to mono, just to see how. Yeah, not having fun here, really working hard. Platform Hell, Rebel Octaver, Sub-Depth Charge, Subterranean Growl, Turing Foundations. Zeus, der ist Zeus, der Gott, was war Zeus nochmal? Der Obergott, oder? Das war der Gott der Götter, irgend sowas. Der Chef der Götter. Götterchef. Let's play Zeus. There is, you know, on New Year's Eve, there are those crackers that you can, you know, light a fire and then throw it away, and then they just explode. And in Italy, one of the biggest one that you can buy legally. I mean, you know, especially South Italy, they're famous for their bombs that they just built themselves. And many people lose their hands and their arms. It's not so funny, man. It's funny in a certain way. You know, they're stupid enough to really blow themselves up. On the other hand, it's very sad. I mean, even here in my neighborhood 2 years ago, a complete building made out of wood. The wooden shed exploded because someone was building, you know, the bombs for New Year's Eve, and tragic accident. The helicopter needed to come, landed just up there, loaded that guy, and then flew him to the hospital and stuff like this. But yes, the biggest cracker that you can buy legally in Italy is called Zeus. Like toys, you know, this is... This one identifies itself as badass. Then, the leads. Demonic Farfisa. Okay. Down an octave, down an octave, down an octave. Okay, but for sure there will be more aggressive ones. It's not the Spitfire library. Eyes to meet you. Okay, I just remembered something. You know, I'm having this beautiful core keyboard, and I don't have a mod wheel and a pitch bend wheel. I have a joystick. So I have this joystick, which is, you know, just multifunctional, so I can do. But I do have the mod wheel on the joystick, if you will. So I can dial up this. So let's go to the drive engine. Put on here distortion and that stuff. Same for layer 2. It will be nasty. It will be nasty. And then drive obviously here, you know. You can here see which layers are already affected. Maybe you see it. There is a green dot because on layer 1, you know, saturation and distortion are switched on. If I switch them off, it switches off here. It gives you complete control. Those guys over at Heavyocity, they are thinking about everything, really everything. And I can see here that layer 3 is still switched off, so I put it even on layer 3. In this case here, it's switched on even here, and I want the drive to be, you know, really bringing it in 100%. Give me a little bit of time to program it to my liking. So if it's down, it needs to be down, but it needs to go up all the way when I dial it in. Okay, now I can dial it in. On layer 2, same thing. Down, but here, that it gets dialed in. Okay, same here. And then you come in when I tell you. See, you have it in your head, you want it on your speakers, you can do that with that engine. Then leads, yeah, we had some leads, and then tonal textures. Let's just go through some tonal textures. last beacon home. Tonal textures after morning, burning sun. Burning sun. Sequencer is switched on. It's going in the 4th rate steps up and down. It's working on the envelope, the tone, the drive, the motion, and the space. But it's switched on only tone, the filter, and space, the delay and the reverb. Let's put it even. Another tiny detail just to show you with how much love those libraries are programmed. If I go here on channel or layer 1, the gate and the pitch controls get green. If I put here 2, they get red. So 1, the gate and the pitch. See, it gets dialed in. Helping even to evolve the sound even more. Then here maybe a quick gate. As it dials in. Steady. It's just the pitch which is still automated a little bit. And then here of course the rate, I have to switch it off and then just tell here that it should be affected by the macro knob, because if this one is still switched on by itself, then it's always pumping. If you dial it down but then put up here that orange thing, means it gets dialed in as the macro knob is modulated by the macro sequencer. You see? Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful library. Tonal textures. Come on, another one. Ignition attempt, it hurts. New beginnings. New beginnings. Whoa. Sound like the very same library we played around 30 minutes ago, I would say. Lots of content, real atonal textures, a world deserted. A lot going on here. The tone is modulated, the drive is modulated, the motion and the space. Motion, we have the pitch bend on layer 1, not on layer 2. On layer 2 we have a gate coming in, on layer 3 we have both of them. I love the engine. It took me some time, I'm honest, it took me some time to understand it, but once you understand it, man, you have fun with this thing. Into the Abyss. I know this is the one we had already. Yeah, the Alien Geigers. Geiger. Such a beauty, such a beauty. The last one, choose one. Into the bit, lurkers, proof of alien presence, specters lurking, sunken and haunted. There it comes, sunken and haunted. Yeah, this would be amazing for the movie, sunken and haunted. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I will use this one to end my demo track, 100%. 100% ending the demo track with this one, sunken and haunted. That's so perfect for the whole visuals. And the last folder here are the stings and traditions, the Oblivion modular, tonal, atonal transitions. Let's play with some of them. Even here, tuning keys, and then no, I'm not having fun. I'm not having fun. I'm working here. Stings, tonal. Beautiful. And then the last one was called Transitions. Double the speed of this thing. Yes, it runs away from the others. It runs away from the others, but it gives this very interesting effect. You know, if they're not running in sync, all of them. Yeah. Wah. Nice. And then the blue ones for sure are the dives. I mean, it's the same ones, obviously, that you find in the menu. It's just here you have the possibility to combine 3 of those sound sources in one engine. And I think that's it from my side for today. If you want, we can quickly, again, show just what I'm working on. Even if, yes, the pictures are now a little rough and pixelation there, but the sound hopefully comes through. You know, if you put some of the Oblivion sounds in different tracks and start to write some music with it, and so forth. There is a lot happening, because then he manages to get into the ship and he goes through the corridors, and then of course he encounters him. So yeah, be prepared. Whew, my ears are sweating, and I think that's it from my side for today. I hope you had as much fun as I had, and check out Oblivion. If you, I think you should know it. It's out since a long time by now. It should be nearly 3 weeks. Unfortunately, I received it the day before my summer holiday, so couldn't do too much. Have been 2 weeks in Munich. I had my mobile rig with me, so I started the demo track and everything, but yeah, now finally I'm back. Now finally even the visuals are ready, thanks to Dave. Dave, really well done, fantastic. So I will finish my demo track. I will then have a walkthrough the demo track again, talking about a little bit of Oblivion. Spoiler alert, be prepared, because Heavyocity might have something new in their sleeves coming very soon to your ears. Something pretty neat, lots of, no, it's not fun. We're not having fun here, we're working. This is hard work, but yeah, pretty cool. And I think that's it really from my side for today. Enjoy your weekend with your friends, with your families. You know, I think the last days for this summer, at least here it looks like temperature really radically dropped in Italy. So we will see how long we can still enjoy even barbecues outside and that stuff. And that's it. And as I said, you know, as the days get shorter and outside it's getting gray and cold, be prepared. I have some tutorials in mind again after a long time. Some videos again with tutorials. I have very good news that I can share already, but I will talk about them. One of the cues that I wrote has been chosen as the official melody of a movie project, and the production company Malao Film from Germany at the moment, because they have the rights already for the book and all that stuff. They are at the moment at the stage of looking for producers to really finance that movie then, and you can go to the website of Malao Film. There are the projects, there's Reversing Time, and an amazing book, and I was really lucky that they have chosen one of my themes as the main melody for that project. So if that thing should come to the stage that they will produce it for the big screen, the theaters, then yes, this will be my first really big gig, then that's cool. And as I said, some tutorials in mind and even some live streams. Yeah, then the samples and beer with Kate Jones is so close that we can start. A new scoring competition is incoming. Be prepared even for this. Tomorrow I will have a video call. So yeah, lots of things going on. You will see lots of things going on. I hope I will find the time, especially now that I need to write some music for Malao Film. And that's it, really, that's it. Have a wonderful weekend. I said it before, I say it again. Thanks really for everybody being in the chat, joining me, having, you know, this together. If you haven't yet, then please just, you know, leave a like. If you got something out of the video, leave a comment. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to the channel. You know, all those things show YouTube that what I'm doing is useful to someone, and then the channel should grow. And yeah, see you pretty soon. And I'm pretty sure next week I will show something from yeah, a little bit. We're about to close, but that's not a problem. You know, fortunately it's saved on YouTube. You can always rewatch it. I'm pretty sure that next week I will talk about Iremia, the cello by Bunker Samples. Bunker Samples, another company it's one guy, Nikolai, but I really like his samples, and it really helped me once to get a job done. By now, yes, I could have done it with solo textures by Heavyocity, but at that time solo textures wasn't on the market yet. So but the Bunker strings really did an amazing job on this one, so I'm pretty sure I will talk about this. Then I would like to Yeah, thank you. And Jason Sparks, wow, hey, cool to see you. And now, yeah, so many people coming in now. Um, then I will talk about LibreWave. They have a very cool plugin which is called Sordina, which puts a virtual mute on your existing libraries. You know what a mute is on strings, you know, this thing avoiding that the strings can vibrate freely on a trumpet that they put in, and they have tons of various mutes, so you can use your favorite string or a brass library or even piano if you're curious, and then put those virtual mutes on and it sounds amazing. And they have this mariachi band even in the making, which even is pretty neat. I will talk about this. Carol Rye for samples. They have this very neat texture library, the Strange String Summer. I would love to talk about this. And Carol Rye for in general, they have some, yeah, amazing instruments. Amazing instruments. Maybe not really my daily bread and butter libraries for what I do, but amazing stuff anyhow. So lots to talk about. Yes, next week for sure I will talk about Heavyocity again. As yes, you will see a very cool surprise coming. And that's it. I will stop it now. And maybe have it's 11 p.m. here now in Italy, so I'm good for another hour awake, I think. And as I worked so hard now, I'm pretty sure I will head over now to the PlayStation and have some Fortnite. So if someone of you is into Fortnite and would like to chat over samples whilst we kill the bad guys, yeah, hit me up. I'm always open for this. And that's it. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. See you very, very soon. And make good music always.